and gentlemen, welcome to our book feature on Mind Your Mind by Kefilwe Liradile Mujapelo. And today I want us to look at the book by Andrew G. Marshall titled I Love You, But I'm Not in Love with You. So I love you. How does Andrew define I love you? In this instance, it's called compassionate love. In love, it's titled as longing for that person. So in your current relationship, can you say you're in love with your partner? Or you just love them? Are you longing to have them, to keep them, to have them in your space and as a partner? Or are you just exercising compassionate love towards them? Interesting. So in going forward, one of the longing for element about the second part of in love, he highlights intimacy, the vulnerability, emotionally and otherwise, good verbal communication, and that physical closeness to your partner. Not just being in love with somebody because you feel sorry for them or you feel like you want to be their savior, and whatever comes with compassionate love. So ideally for me, I would say the two might be necessary, but not only one or either of. If somebody is longing for you, and then when the longing ends, which in my mind is also linked to desire, then what happens to that compassionate love? Because sometimes you really need to exercise compassionate love towards your partner. So ideally, I would say it's good to love your partner and also to be in love with them. According to Andrew, intimacy comes with vulnerability, emotionally, sexually, and otherwise. This speaks about the good verbal communication and physical closeness. And how... So I want to ask before I move forward, how vulnerable are you with your partner? Is your partner somebody that you can tell them your weaknesses without necessarily at a later stage that being used against you? Can you bear your emotions, your weaknesses to your partner? And that trust that you gave them to do that, they really hold on to it and really receive that vulnerability, and they hold you and they give you all that you need at that space and time. Or there's no space currently for when and your partner for that vulnerability doesn't feature. And then it will answer your first part, or are you in love with your partner, or are you just loving them? If there's no intimacy, then what is happening? What is there? Are we just in a home management, in cooperation, without necessarily being lovers and attending to our needs as lovers? So are you in love? Are you longing for your partner? Do you keep desiring them and longing to be with them? And when I'm saying them, I'm saying as a person, not necessarily with many people. Don't misconstrue me. So, do you long for your partner? Moreover, does loving your partner stop you from being yourself? Too much similarity can become suffocating at times. If you're too similar with your partner, it can be too suffocating at times. Are you suffocated with too much similarities between the two of you? Is a relationship robbing you of your personal identity? Have you submitted your personality into your partner's? Or are you still you and remaining within your autonomous space as a person? Because it's very critical, because as we spoke last week, individuality versus togetherness versus autonomy, which autonomy we can synonymously look at it as individuality. Are we able to successfully navigate the two within our relationships, or we fail dismally because of the societal perspective that and expectation to say you give in yourself into the togetherness, into the us? Can you still be you when you are with that person? Are you not robbed of your personal identity? Or is that person consciously creating that space where it robs you of your personal identity, of the you? And I'm saying this and because from a therapeutic point of view, unfortunately, it ends up being in a state of depression because you've given so much of yourself and nobody asked you to sometimes. We just went on with the cultural expectations and what we were told, what was passed on to us by our forefathers, you know. So we need to navigate these things between our partners. Have that conversation with your partner. Sit down, and I would say for those who are not married, do it before you get married, even now. For those who are married, go back to the drawing board and ask, my person, Mutwaka, have our union robbed you of being yourself? Has it taken so much out of you that there's no you anymore? And unfortunately, not having you in that relationship, you die. Like, not literally, but you die, and who then exists? It's all about the kids, it's all about him, it's all about her. Then where is you? You know, you feature, you matter as well. Where is you? So I would say go find the you, have that discussion with your partner to say, what is autonomy according to you? And how does autonomy threatens togetherness? How does it threatens us as a unit? And the opposite as well. How does togetherness affect and threatens my autonomy or your autonomy? Speak about those things, navigate around them, and thus you will then be in the process of what is called coupling. You talk around these things and you find your way together. Then you can be able to see what works for us. Thank you so much for watching, and have that conversation, please. Thank you so much.